Innate intelligence of the walk-in soul and any new guides that may come in when that innate intelligence drops in as a walk-in, any guides that may leave, and anything else that arises today in our conversation that we are having together. So, hello, my name is Hazel Evans, and welcome to my channel. I am delighted to bring you another video today where we will be getting a little bit more into some of the beautiful things that happen when you have an awakening and a really true deep awakening that shatters your old paradigm and this new intelligence starts not only landing in but growing and working through you and integrating into your new life, let's say. This is all part of a radical, this is the awakening you've been waiting for. So I am also practicing as well, um, showing up even when I'm also going through what feels like very big movements within myself. I'm sure you're feeling it as well. I'm sure everybody's feeling it. And I always try to move through these big portals, these energies, whatever is like crunching inside, this constant evolution. So I I am showing up today with something that dropped in this morning, and I thought it'd be exciting to share with you, something beautiful to share with you. So I often refer to the walk-in as innate intelligence because that is how it has shown itself to me. And one of the reasons why, well, one of the reasons why for this was actually right at the beginning when I met my partner, so 4 years ago, and we started investigating the current energies that were going on there, how to work with them, and bringing that into ceremonial life because that had already awoken. And the animate life, animism of life had already awoken. And we were riding all of the portals during lockdown. It was amazing. Um, like whilst I was breaking down. I think that's like why I've been able to get such radical healing because when the wound is open, that's when you do the cleaning out, right? So at the time, I also had only just discovered Cryon, Lee Carroll, and the channeling with Cryon. And my partner said to me, "Oh, wow, I wonder how we can access the innate consciousness." So in a ceremony, he invited me to release, open, let go. And in that process, my innate consciousness started coming through. And it didn't just happen in one ceremony, although there was one big opening, dropping in moment when I then received the name, the origins, etc., etc. That absolutely frightened the bejesus out of me when I realized, oh my God, Hazel's gone. Like the old Hazel is gone. And so this is why one of the reasons that I said as well is this integration that takes place when you have a real awakening. You can't go back to work. You can't go back into your everyday life as normal because there's this other surge of your soul is so powerful within you that it really needs tender, loving care. And I do think, unfortunately, there can be quite some cases where if you're not in the right environment, with support of at least one person, or elder who knows what you're going through, or somebody else who's really deeply on their path of their soul path, then people from the old paradigm can often think that you're going mad or crazy or want to give you some kind of antidepressants or something like that. I've never gone down that line, but it has meant that I have had to, I don't know, find an incredible amount of strength within me to realize that even if it feels like I'm losing my mind, that's actually a good thing. because because quite frankly, our mind was trained so intensely into the systems of which have caused all these illnesses, caused all this destruction, caused, you know, all of it has caused, and everything that I have gone through traumatically has been a reaction of that programming and of that intergenerational trauma. So losing your mind, losing that control of your mind, and if you're able to witness what is happening through it and know that actually it's okay, you need to let go of that programming, but you are awakening your soul. Like, yes, there's the walk-in, but you're awakening that soul as well, like really from deep, 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 deep below, deep down, like the earth consciousness rising from within. And this is one of the things why I talk about the innate intelligence as well, is because you don't just have that walk-in of the soul coming from above, like where you exited your body as a child because you were too traumatized by whatever, or I mean, I can be put down under multiple labels if any person decided that they would wish to do so. CPTSD, trauma, fibromyalgia, ADHD, autism, like, I don't know, I probably got the lot of them, really. And I actually went through systematically several times. I was like, oh my goodness, I have all of those symptoms. And I actually realized I'm not going to attach to any of them. Just as the same that I talk about methods, okay? Methods. So you could talk about, I don't know, any methods, yoga, meditation, biodanza, five rhythms, tantra, I don't know, you name it, could be anything. Um, all of that, it's all like wading through. And it's the same with these other labels from this other dimension of ADHD, autism, CPDSD. It's all true, like all of it's there, and it's all in this big cauldron of waiting for that moment of, are you ready to not be any of it? Are you ready? Are you ready for that innate intelligence to awaken so deeply that you drop in and you rise at the same time? Are you ready? And well, oh my goodness, I'm still working on my Oracle deck. 13 years. It's so epic, and it's actually showing me that this is part of the teachings that I am now bringing forward, is really this awakening, this rising deep from within, and this dropping in. And this is part of the sacred, deep, feminine teachings. That is, there's a lot of love there, there's a lot of light there, but there's a lot of pure radical love that's just going to smash illusions apart, and let's try and be as graceful about it as we can, whilst these deep, powerful, surging expressions of love move through us. This is all part of the innate consciousness. Pure, deep passion. Passion, passion. Oh my gosh, I have to write that word down. Oh, I have to remember passion. There we go. I'm awakening my passion at the moment as well. Healing from narcissistic abuse. Wow, if you do it properly, it takes some time. So anybody who's been through that, sisters, brothers, I really hear you. And yeah, if you want to work with me or my partner, like to really go beyond the teachings of narcissism and reap the gold from it, then feel free to get in touch. Anyway, where were we? I said that there'd be other things coming up for me to talk about today, so I hope that you just join me for the lovely ride. But this is how it is. I often say that I'm not going to give you a whole load of bullet points. You come here and we take a journey together, and through this, you get the transmissions. Um, and so that I can also be free to, as a clear enough vessel as I possibly can, to allow the channeling of life to move through in the moment. So let's go back to the innate walk-in. The innate. So this morning I realized, oh yeah, I need to make a video about this because when I am doing my workout in the morning, I often get ignited into my innate consciousness because I do a workout that is like, it's like an ancient devotional practice, let's say, that combines accessing your innate intelligence through your body, through movement and devotion. And Spirit has guided me how to do this because I didn't want to do any more losing weight, getting fit on a program. You see, another program, because I've yo-yoed all of my life. And I wasn't prepared to do that. So 3 years ago, I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait, listen, and see how Spirit is going to teach me through this. And so part of this beautiful gift of the innate is that you can start integrating and accessing your innate intelligence and shifting every part of your life, even doing a workout. Even doing a workout. So I have certain guides, I have new guides that have dropped in specifically for my workout. And through this activation, through a series of music that I'm guided to, which changes every 6 weeks, depending on the season of the year. And then I come into this, it feels super ancient. It feels like I'm back dancing with my tribe. And I'm there, ignited in my walk in my soul energy. I'm dancing with my tribe. My ancestors are there. I'm sweating. I'm dancing. I'm doing my exercises. Now, I don't do this in the gym. I actually do it in what we call our temple here in the garden. And it's kind of like this sacred temple, but also workout space, which formerly used to be a shed, but now it's a sacred space. You can turn any space into a sacred space. Yeah, indeed. I mean, we've got goodness knows how many altars in our home. Anyway, so um, so accessing when you realize that you're being ignited from the light of the earth and the light of the cosmos, you're being ignited through this walk-in, not just from above, but from below as well. And this marries in your heart as a divine innate intelligence where it's like, wow, I'm here, I'm fully embodied, and and I have a purpose to live, I have a life to live. And for me personally, as a woman, it's not just about meditating and constantly being in that state of oneness, openness, vibrating omness, omnipresence with the whole universe. Yes, that's possible, but also I've seen that at the moment, we're divinely guided into activating, I want to call the sacred sequences of opening up this innate intelligence, which moves us into creating our lives in a completely different way. This is how I work. This is how I work. So join me, like check out what my offerings are and really like get in there and join me because I know what I'm talking about right now is a whole different vibration from where we have been. And I know a lot of you are resonating already because I've had so many amazing comments. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, and I've also started getting donations. So really, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much that is needed right now after sacrificing everything, let's say, and just trusting the divine. So I really, really appreciate the donations, and we do, so that we can actually make this work happen and come alive. Oh, goodness me. I'm in such a weaving on this video today, aren't I? Thank you. A little warning though, I am in my premenstrual time. So I am learning how to show up and come out, even though there's like this moving energy going on inside of me. So I'm experimenting with gaining consistency in showing up for you and being in service this way. So, so that might be why I'm a little bit distracted as well today. There's a lot going on. So when I'm doing my workout, and this morning, this again, I got this innate ignition. I was dancing with my ancestors. Um, I'm told by my ancestors how many repetitions to do, what kind of movements to do, etc. And I started feeling very deeply into that core wound of the innate. And the innate walk in when it feels like this is the ignition of your indigenous lineage that goes beyond. Um, I am of Celtic origin. I'm Welsh, so I'm very as well as being British in various different ways. Um, I have very strong Celtic origins, indigenous origins. Um, but it feels like this goes back even beyond that. And it connects into the earth light grid. And through that, there's these connections with these temples all over the world. There's connections, shamanic connections with different tribes from all over the world. It's phenomenal. And this channeling feels, first of all, this innate deep channeling feels like it comes from deep within the earth, the light of the earth. It's so beautiful. And through that, my innate consciousness has shown me, comes through a voice activation, and often that I still have grieving to do around the loss of the tribe and the loss of the sacred life. And often when this energy comes through, I grieve. I grieve so deeply at the loss of the sacred life that it brings me into such place of reverence of being here now and purpose, like being here right now, bringing the light and the purity of love right here, right now. And that's what awakens through me. And with that, this whole other vibrational field where I can feel myself through movement and action, I get activated into this other state of being. And I do believe that this is where we are moving to as a humanity, because, for example, this gets activated in me, yeah, doing exercise. Like, and so I'm also bridging that reality from what some might call the 3D to the 5D. But like I said, where I've been shown is actually I function mainly in a ninth dimensional realm. And this is where we're actually bridging the 5D with the higher realms, like even beyond 9D, something like that. I can only go by what I've been told through spirit. So let's go with that. Um, yeah, so this is part, this is some of the gifts that come in with this innate intelligence and this soul walk-in that arrives, and how to integrate that. And it's almost like communing with that part of yourself to integrate it and to allow that to come in and be part of you, and learning how to be part of that in everyday life. When I first started my spiritual journey, and I started, like everybody does, going to yoga, doing workshops, different trainings, etc., etc. It's great. It's great. Um, One of the first things that happened to me was I realized because a lot of people would say, "Oh yeah, I've had a really great time," or "It's such a shame I've got to go now. I've had a great weekend and I've got to go back to normal life." And it clicked right in me in that moment. I was like, I'm going to make this my normal life right here, right now. So I went home, I created an altar, I sorted out various different things from the old paradigm, chucked them out. I said before, no television, various different things, and just adjusting my lifestyle that so that it supported that awakening to drop in. So this is also the same in a way, is just allowing and creating space, bridging my my life, my everyday life with my innate life. And that's merging more and more, which is really interesting because it freaked me out right at the beginning. And even when I started activating this innate intelligence just in the middle of the day, it was so high vibrational that I thought I was losing my mind. I remember one time, not in this house, but another one, I started channeling. I was feeling really joyful and I started channeling my innate intelligence. And then I was just moving and dancing in the kitchen as I was making food. And then I stopped for a moment and it was such a high vibration that I became scared, just one of many moments that I just became scared because it did feel like I was losing my mind. And it was such a high vibration that I've had to be learning how to recognize that vibration, gradually clean out my vessel more and more so that I can bridge myself to recognizing when that vibration comes in, allowing it to come in, and allowing myself to move and channel. It's deeply, deeply ceremonial. This is the space where the healing comes in. This is where I get activated in like my golden healer energy. And this is where the guidance for others comes in that I work with as well. Yeah, so that's enough about that for the moment. I'll do some targeted videos regarding more specifically about particular events that happened for me and how the innate has the integrated, that soul walk-in has integrated. I'm just going to plug in here. Yeah, so when I had my when I had my innate intelligence activated this morning, um, whilst I was doing some yoga moves, uh, I was reminded that I have recently had a new uh, a new what do I want? A new guide, yes, a new guide, a new spirit guide come in. This started happening at the beginning of April. Now, I don't know about you, but wow, April's been pretty wow, hasn't it? Like, oh my God, wow. And these last few days, oh my goodness. Had to do some deep ceremonial work on myself there, like in a very interesting way of releasing the old. But anyway, new guides have been coming in this April. The women who I've been working with as well, they've also said that some guides have left and some new guides have come in. So this is also really amazing to notice and to observe what guides are with you. They could be spirit animals, they could be herb guides, tree guides, nature guides, or they could be guides that were once alive and still serving this planet with their intelligence. Or they could be any kind of guides. And my new guide came through very funny in a way because I was channeling my innate, the way in which I speak through my innates to myself. And then the word started coming through, Nostradamus, Nostradamus. And I was like, hold on a minute. What's that? What is that word? And so then I looked it up and I was reminded, oh, right, okay, there's this, you see, I try to be as clear as possible. So I don't research loads. I don't fill myself with lots of knowledge. But I do know that he was a French psychic, I think, or a French visionary from the 1700s or something like that. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. But the name kept coming in, Nostradamus, Nostradamus. This was coming in for about a week. And then often when I go out for a drive, because I'm in movement again, and this is why innate intelligence can come through movement because it's anchoring into the body, the vessel. I'm going to have to do a lot more videos about this, aren't I? So when I'm driving, often I get these downloads. And so Nostradamus was like, Nostradamus, Nostradamus, Nostradamus. Okay, who's Nostradamus? Oh, right, he's some bloke from a long time ago. Apparently, he knows some stuff. And it was like, hello, Nostradamus? Yes, I have a very urgent message for you. I was like, oh, okay. How do you want me to channel you? Because it's different for every guide. And so he wanted me to write. So I'm writing with him. So I thought I'd share some of the messages with you today because you know, they might also ring true for you. They're very empowering. Um, and it also might activate you as well. And I think maybe I'll do some, well, I'll see how often he wants to come through, but he came through this morning and gave me a nice little message. So I've got them in my journal here. I can feel he's very happy. He's like, oh, this is very good. You're sharing it. Excellent. So the 5th of April, oh yes, I woke up really early that morning. So, right, I'll just read it. Hello, Nostradamus. What is your message? I'm here to tell you of great delights. I am a synergy of confusion to enlightenment. I am the equatable direction of pure flow of consciousness, made into form and therefore dispersed into every cell of your being for full activation. Are you ready? I replied, yes, I am. Well then, you shall be gifted, for she who waits shall be rewarded. Be fearless in your approach, and let the divine will of God, Goddess, and beyond take you, alchemize in you, and so you may transcend into the happiness you deserve. I am here to tell you, you are gifted. So I think this is a beautiful message, not only for myself, but for for everybody, really, you know, to really know that it takes time. It takes time for that innate consciousness, that walk in to land and integrate into your body. And so that you merge, and it's an incredible guidance into merging into these higher states of being, these beautiful ways of being. And yeah, that go beyond sitting on a cushion and levitating. You know, we're not here for that. We are here to create. We are creators. And reminding everybody in this message that you are gifted. You are so gifted. And allowing those gifts that you are and that gift that you are to open up more inside of you. When I get sort of quite technical channelings coming through, I try not to sort of decode it in knowledge. I just allow the vibration of it to come through, which is really how there's no words for it really. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. If I tried to understand what he said about a synergy of confusion to enlightenment, I am the equatable direction of pure flow of consciousness. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll feel that. I can feel that. I don't need to know what all these words are. I can feel it. So I invite you to just we'll feel our way into everything. And then so I've got a few, I've only just started, you see, so I've got a few in my diary. Nostradamus, this is a short one. I am here to tell you, you are a conduit of the divine, soul-encoded wisdom, keeper of new realities. So again, I think this is also really beautiful to share with everyone, because when you have your walk in and you have new guides appearing, it's beautiful confirmation that you are a conduit of the divine. You become this clearer vessel. You are opening up not only to a new reality of you, but new realities. And this is part of this collective wisdom that you ignite within you. Like I mentioned earlier about touching into the collective wound, the collective grief, the collective loss of souls, the loss of the sacred tribe. The reason why I'm tapping into that is exactly for the resurrection of these deep, innate, indigenous soul codings right here, right now. And this is for everybody. And so then we come to my message today whilst I was working out. It was like, boom, Nostradamus. Okay, good job I had my diary. I often take my I often take my diary. Look, I've got a nice new shiny one. This is like, this is what I'm bringing in, all the stars. I can't quite see it very well. Bringing in all the stars, invoking. So, what is your message? So this is a pretty good message today. The world is caving in. The old world. It is here and now. It is a sacred process of reclamation, divine action taking place, and those who are destroying the sacred life will be taken down, as it is the divine law of justice of the universe. They shall pay for their crimes and be held accountable and will have to repent. They will have to repent in the name of love. Justice shall be done, my queen, queen of peace, for she rises as the great sovereign, resurrected life after death. She knows. Queen, rise, queens, rise. So this is a beautiful message today for one and all divine feminine energy rising, this sacred sovereign energy that I spoke about in previous videos, this sacred sovereign energy that rises through you, of you, becoming you, and you are rising. Now it's very beautiful, and I'll have to make another video, hopefully next week, about the difference between the women that they kind of shot up into space as a kind of false declaration of rising. I mean, that's like just catapulting the physical woman body into the universe. And it doesn't actually work like that. You know, the true feminine rising, as you know, because you're watching this video, is she who rises from deep within. And that rising, like I've been saying in this video, can happen when you've opened. I mean, you don't just open up and then you're channeling and it's all in your head. I mean, I know some channelers possibly work like that. For me, it's very much the resurrection of the chalice energy, and that's my signature program that I work with women. And it's that chalice, you know, you're receiving from below and from above. You are that sacred chalice in your body. So, and this is the sovereign rising. This is the profound archetypal energy of the feminine rising, you know, through these portals of initiation where there is no return. And what is incredible at this time, which is why we came here to do this work right now, is that it's not just about, you know, it's not about being a guru, it's not about being a savior, it's about this amazing light of the light of everything that is, boom, ignited inside. And what becomes available when the when that cleaning, that enough cleaning has taken place and enough opening has taken place, that it starts dropping in, and it doesn't just end there. You know, like I said, new guides coming in. I mean, I wonder how much I'll be working with Nostradamus. That's pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to doing that. But I also work with a lot of guides. I work very profoundly with a lot of spirit guides as well, animal spirit guides. And if you want to know more about that, my partner is an absolute master um, in spirit guides and how they work with you at different times and at different frequencies in different parts of your body for different parts of consciousness. So that's really amazing. And also herbs and plants as spirit guides as well. So there is a lot of intelligence out there in this world to allow your body to sense and feel into that consciousness. Gosh, so here we go. Yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I hope that you have enjoyed listening again today. Please like and subscribe. I really, really, really would love to build my channel and open up, yeah, getting a new community together, like a really authentic, radically authentic community that is an awakening through these energetic portals in themselves, in these frequencies of which I speak, because you can't cheat it. And I will keep going on about this. You cannot cheat it. And if you come to work with me, I will know exactly where you are because I can feel it. I can feel it and I can sense it. And that's been one of the sacrifices that I've had to make, is ending my old life of yeah, it's like a radical ending of being a people pleaser, isn't it? But then coming to a place where you can just simply read everybody. It's pretty phenomenal. So that's one of the things that I bring in to, yeah, to working with me. So yeah, check out my web page. I have some new things going on this month, and if you want to get involved in that, that would be amazing. One of the things that I'm doing is called the Rebirth of the Black Sheep, because I know how powerful the women who have been left aside, cast aside are. I know because I'm one of them. And I've had to fight for my life. So if you've ever felt like a black sheep or a scapegoat or been casted out, or feel like you haven't been able to fit in, now you fit in. You belong here. You belong here. I'm pioneering with this new way of sisterhood and of how women relate with women. This is exactly what I'm doing in my program at the moment, the Chalice. This radical authenticity rising, because it's not going to happen any other way. So if you want to just join me for a 3-hour session on May the 12th, I'm going to be launching the first, and hopefully I'll do many of these. And it's called Rebirth of the Black Sheep. You'll also get an opportunity to be part of a new piece of artwork that I'm creating for an exhibition next year. So that's also beautiful. So yeah, keep in touch. And if you feel like you would like to donate as well to help support this grow, it's so valued at this time, you cannot imagine. So thank you so much. And thank you to all the new supporters who have come in. Please let me know how you're doing. Always love to hear so many beautiful messages from you. And yeah, let me know if you are integrating your walk in, and if you are tapping into this innate intelligence already. Let me know how it's going for you. Let me know if you've got any new spirit guides that have come in this last April. Like, wow. Let's see how far we can get together, because there's a lot available. There's a lot of goodness available. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Lots of love to you, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.